hasn't. She hasn't yet.
She
So
what?
GM Skeptic video. I've listened to that, right? Pretty good. She
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
listened
Jim's
to
good.
it.
Yeah, yeah. But see, you know what? The people that you name, like, look at when you have Shannon, you have Paula Gia, you have Thomas Westbrook, you have Goddess Cranium, you've got Kyle, you've got all these really good atheists that are honest people, right? But
Right.
yet you have
Correct.
a group of theists out there that always talks about this really mystical group out there of atheists that I don't know who the hell they're talking about. Now there are some militant atheists that are just
Oh,
stupid.
they're there. They're out there. I
Granted,
know who they're talking about.
granted, granted.
They bothered me.
Yeah, no,
You
granted,
aren't done.
they do exist, right? But they always seem to either tactically or implicitly try to relate that small little militant type of atheist group, which I can only think of a couple of them, to the whole. And so they're saying, "Oh, all you atheists." No, 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 no. All those atheists that I mentioned, all the ones that deal with our little circles, those are good people.
Oh, totally.
Don't
Totally.
and for them to lump them into these militant ones that I think are just assholes, that's not fair, right? That's like saying, well, Craig, you're a theist, so that must mean you're a younger creationist, or something like that.
Right.
No, that's not what it means.
Right.
And I said
No,
that.
it's totally. I totally agree with that. And I don't do that at all. Like I make a big distinction between the cool guy atheists who I like and the dickhead atheists who are out there though. They're out there. There were times where I would put up a video and people I don't know would just come and insult me for no reason. Happened when I first got on Twitter. Now I know a lot of the people, so it doesn't happen that much.
Yeah.
But there used to be people who would come on Twitter just to bust my ass, who I'd never met. I didn't know, and they'd be like, "Well, you're just a
Welcome
dumb."
to my world. Welcome to my world, brother. I got people that I don't. Okay, it's kind of weird because as you spend more time on the internet, more time on YouTube, you obviously pick up more subscribers. You obviously pick up more followers if you're doing something good, right? If you're doing something well. I'm at the point now that I just cannot remember everybody, and I can't respond to every comment that is left at this point. It's just physically impossible.
I get that.
And I'm not. No, I'm nowhere. Dude, I'm nowhere near.
You don't got time for these little people.
No,
please.
no. I
you're
really
that one
do
guy
try.
from that one debate.
That?
You're that one guy. You're that one guy from that one debate. When the guy's like, Steve, remember me? And you're like, oh yeah, you're that one dude from the debate last year sometime.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know. You were the flat Earth guy. No, not that guy. No, you're the younger creationist. No, that guy. Oh, okay. Oh, you're the guy that drinks piss. Yeah, I'm him. Okay. Because we have a few of those. So, I do try to read all the comments. I really do. I spend hours a day just.
You gotta learn to pray.
But I get people messaging me that I don't know, right? And it's fine. I want people to message me. I do enjoy it. But they think that I kind of like recognize their like Facebook name from their name they use like a live chat. Unless they tell me, I'm not going to put two and two together. So I'm like, who is this person? But there's you deal with a lot of people, obviously. So
you got to practice the phrase, dude. I'm Steve McRae. I don't got time for people like you.
I'm just a nobody on YouTube.
I'm not even Steve McRae. You're one half the non-sequiturs.
Well, still, but it's still. I mean, we're not like at that epic level yet. I mean, we're trying.
Well, you'll be there.
I hope so. I really do.
You've grown pretty quick. So, almost everyone in that crowd that you mentioned, they're not just cool people. They're like they're going to be the big time atheists of tomorrow in like 2 or 3 years. Almost all the people you mentioned, right?
Yeah, it takes. I think we have another year to go before we're kind of notable. Maybe 2.
Right, that's what I said. But all the people you mentioned, Godless Cranium and Shannon, and
they've got like almost. I mean, he's got like 23,000, 30,000 subs. Thomas Westbrook has like, I don't know, 50. Rationality Rules has 120 or something. Godless,
right.
These, and they're all well deserved. Don't get me wrong. They're every one of them. I'm not a hater, right? I firmly believe all, high tide raises all ships, right? All boats. So.
Right.
If they get more subs, I get more subs, and if I get more subs, they get more subs because it's a small little community. So I don't get this little envious thing. Oh well, they've got 10,000 more subs than us. No, I'm happy for them because I know eventually I'm going to get some of those subs. if you put out good content. We just
Right.
our biggest thing is the word of mouth. But like just today, somebody I've known for years wrote, How come I've never watched NonSequitur show? This show's great. I don't know. Why haven't you? Right? Who knows? But it's just word of mouth. That's all.
The who's Thomas Westbrook? I don't actually know who that is. That's the one
Holy
name I
Kool-Aid.
don't know. Oh, Tom. Oh, okay. I do know Thomas. Okay. Yes, I know Holy Kool-Aid. I debated. That was my second debate, or the second debate on your show.
Yeah, actually it was. That was on objective morality. No, wait, did he talk to you about no, he was talking to Greg Geiler on objective morality.
Yeah, no, our debate was on is religion a positive?
Oh, yeah, is religion a positive force in the world?
Yeah, something like that.
What else do you want to know? I mean, I kind of skipped probably a lot of parts, but I mean, I do want people to know that people do have spiritual experiences. They need to kind of chalk it up to what they want to.
So this is actually fun. We've been.
Is he breaking up, or is it just me?
137. Okay, so a little. Should I switch to my phone?
Oh, you're good. You're good. Fine.
Let me see. Switch to my phone. Can you hear me well enough?
Yep. Yeah, they say you're breaking up a little bit. And I want to thank the 4 people watching: Cy, Chaosism, Mike, and SJ. So thank you guys. I mean, the big turnout. But you know what? 4,000, it's all the same. I'm happy just to have people invite me on and have these conversations.
Yeah, this was fun. People, there are people who watch this. A lot of the chats get views after the fact.
Well, you see a lot of people going, "Oh, well, you know what? Steve's just an atheist." You'll get if an atheist watches this, they'll be like, "Oh, Steve's an atheist." You get a theist watching, and they're like, "Oh, that probably makes more sense," which is weird, right? Because I'm clearly on the skeptic side. I'm clearly more, going to be favoring a rational approach to things. Because I'm not a theist, right? But that doesn't mean I think that theists have absolutely bad arguments. I just think they're unconvincing. But you get these atheists out there that don't understand what it means to actually be philosophically an atheist, and they'll say, "Well, Steve's just a fence sitter." Then they'll be like, "Well, I just lack a belief." We're in the same position. They don't realize that a lack of belief atheist and an agnostic is logically, syntactically the exact same thing. There is no difference logically. It's just epistemically there's difference. So they're just as much of a fence sitter as an agnostic. And it blows me away when I hear somebody who just says, "Well, I lack a belief, but you know what, Steve, you're an agnostic, so you don't even take a position." I'm like, well, neither do you. You're not taking a position when you say, "I don't believe you." You're not taking a position when you say, "I just lack a belief." That is not a position on the proposition. Okay? No, I do not believe as a non-position. Sorry. And I admit that agnosticism is not a proposition on P either. The difference is, though, it is I think it's more of a second order belief. Because I believe that I cannot properly evaluate the proposition. So it's still a belief. Agnosticism is a belief. Stop telling, not you, but out there, stop saying that agnosticism deals with knowledge. It is just a very grossly incorrect way of thinking of agnosticism. There's some truth to it, but it's just not the way people think it is, right? It's one of those things you've got to at least learn about the topic to understand the nuances. But it is a belief position.
Right. So, anyway, Steve, I'll give you some. Is there any other spiritual experience you want to point us to, other than the first one that you mentioned?
I mean, I've had not spiritual experiences, but like I used to play with a Ouija board a lot, by myself and other people, and it would move, and maybe it was the Ideomodi effect. I don't know, but it's really weird because I noticed, like with a Ouija board, it'll move like a figure eight. Like a horizontal figure eight, and it would just go really, really fast. And I would swear that I wasn't doing that. Maybe I was. I'm looking back. I don't know. But other people have had the exact same pattern, and I think that's weird. That what is it about that pattern of a figure eight going like a horizontal figure eight? Why is it that other people have I've read that other people have the exact same pattern. That to me is still something I can't explain.
The devil's probably trying to tell you something. The devil's probably trying to tell you. To kill 8 kids that day or something. I don't know. Wait, so what happened? Tell me about the Ouija board. You were were playing with your friends, or you were playing by yourself?
Oh, I used to do both. I used to play the Ouija board for years.
Did you really? Why? Just because it was interesting to you?
Yeah, I find it to be fascinating because I don't think that I don't think there's any real spiritual component to it, right? I don't think there was any things around. However, I will tell you this one story, and I don't think I don't know if I told this on air or not. Not to any detail, but I had a friend who basically got in touch with me not too long ago, even though we were friends since high school. But one day we were using a Ouija board in kind of like a community rec center that was in the middle of a complex that I lived in. So you'd have like these condos, and in the middle of the condo was a pool area. In the pool area, there was this little building there that had a little rec center, like a little pool table, right? Some weight sets and some other stuff. Not very big.
Right.
Well, we were playing the Ouija board in there one day, and this was with my other friend, who actually, ironically, is the one that's coming down this Sunday, my Mormon friend. Just coincidence that the story is related. But when we played with the board, she was like, I don't feel well right now. And her eyes were like dilated. She was sweating, and she felt like something was, not possessing her, but she felt something was there, right? And we said, okay. Actually, my friend wasn't there yet. My Mormon friend wasn't there yet. But I called him, and I said, this was before I became Mormon. This was an experience that I had. Well, honestly, I don't remember. It was like I was 17, so it was either immediately after I got baptized or before. I don't remember, okay? So bear with me. Right. But I have been friends with him since 6th grade, so... but like, okay, he's a spiritual person. Maybe he can figure out what's going on. So I called him up, and I said, dude, you got to come over here. And he came over, and he's like, sat down, and kind of looked uneasy, but he's like, okay, what's the story? And he's like, well, do you mind if we pray? I was like, knock yourself out. Well, he started to pray, but every other word out of his mouth was like garbled. It sounded like, how people get robotic on Hangouts kind of stuff? It was like something was choking him. And he just got done, and he's like, we need to get out of here. And he said, something prevented him from praying. Now, to this day, we've never really spoken about it. When it comes down Sunday, I kind of do want to have a talk with him about it, because my friend that had happened to, because she recently kind of brought this up just not long ago with me, I asked her, I said, do you actually still that day think that something was around you? Because she's not a believer, right? And she said, yes. And it's kind of surprised me, even to this day, 40 years later, whatever it was, 30 years later, she still thinks that there was something there, and she's not a religious person. And my best friend, Morris, that's his name, he's Mormon, who is a spiritual person, even he noticed something, right? So I've had experiences like that when it comes to weird supernatural experiences I can't explain. But the problem is that doesn't get you to a deity. It doesn't follow, right?
Of course. I mean, you're not those. If you thought those experiences, but those experiences, you don't put them out of the realm of, like, most atheists would hear something like that, and I can't imagine what they're going to think, but they'll find some naturalistic explanation for it immediately, correct? Which may not be right.
Yes, that's true. But it depends on what they're looking for. Like if you're dealing with science, then you have to look for a natural explanation, because you have to adhere to scientific methodological naturalism, right? So science always tries to find a natural explanation to an observed phenomenon. But if you want to get out of the scientific realm and get into the philosophy and existential stuff, because what exists, is existential, that's philosophy, then what is it that exists that's causing that if it's not something that is in the natural realm?
Right, or the metaphysical realm. Is it possible that they were having legitimate experiences of evil presences that were supernatural in origin? Do you think that's at least possible, Steve?
Yes.
And do you think it's likely, or do you explain it a different way?
I'm going to just go 50-50 at this point. I have no way of determining one way or another. I don't know.
Okay, well, at least you're honest. See, a lot of people would discount it one way or the other because it doesn't conform with their already.
I'm not an ontological naturalist, though. I'm not an ontological naturalist. I'm a methodological naturalist.
So naturalism, just in terms of using to explain something scientifically, but you allow for the possibility that there is a supernatural realm to life. Is that how I'm understanding it correctly?
Yeah, the only thing is that when people say like supernatural, I don't know what that means anymore. I don't know if there's a firm definition of what it means.